Hello and welcome to another cue breakdown. We're looking at a melancholy cue, so a bit thoughtful, pensive. And what I'll do is I'll put a link above to loads more of these. So if this is your sort of thing, you can find them there. And don't forget, like and subscribe is always appreciated. What I'll do is play it through for you first so you can just have a listen on your own. Then I'll come back and show you how I put it together. Okay, welcome back. What I thought I'd do first is we'll start with the piano, and it is this tune at the top here. Now you'll notice there's two noirs, one's the felt and one's the pure, and they alternate which one is playing as the track goes through, because they do have some distinct sounds, but this is the main melody. Later on it goes to the pure. So the felts are no longer on the hammers. We've got some variations in there as well. So what I've done is I've done the felts, then the pure, then for the breakdown middle section, which you'll notice a lot of things cut out, all these extra flourishes and things, I cut them all right down and then introduced the cymbalom. What happens then is we go back to we have the felt there, and then for the second half, as we're trying to finish this out, we go again from felt to pure. Might actually be interesting to show you what the shape is. It's sort of, some people call them bisected tenths, but you start with a let's actually get the sound on. It's sounding. You start with C, G, D, but I'm starting that down here. I'm just showing you C, G, D so you know what's going on there. So that's a fifth and then a fifth. So C to G is the fifth of C to G. then G, the fifth of G is D, and that's it. That's your first bit worked out. On top of that, you then go from that last note, you go up a semitone, so we've got E flat, and then you do the same again in fifths. So you go E flat to the B flat, and then the fifth of B flat is F. So combined you get this sound. And it's really nice if you sort of arpeggiate and move around. You can get loads of really cool effects, but effectively that's all this is. It's two sequences of those what are called bisected tenths. Accompanying that, we have fragile strings holding out some nice chords for us. And then when the chord changes, obviously later on in the breakdown we go to the higher register and just use single notes slightly overlapping, so there's time for the one to decay and the other one to build in. Okay, then you've got your cymbalom, which is from the dulcimer family, if you didn't know. Basically a big table with strings on it that you pluck. And then, so it picks out a melody in the breakdown to introduce itself. And then when we get to the final section, it actually joins the piano. So it's really building up the intensity now. There's a drone from Arcis in the background, which is lovely, filling out all that low end. We've got the Abbey Road 1 reeds doing their little trills. And again, we don't bring them in straight away, but we do introduce them in the first half and then repeat that section again. Similar for the Abbey Road 1 woods as well. They join in later. And the actual sound there does have a glock in the background, even though we've added one of our own as well. Next to the horns, just playing around chromatically on that, where the change is. As you saw when we put the, shows you the keys, that is what they're playing around on, that interface where there's the semitone after the first fives and second. So that's a nice area to play around with in this melody. We've also got our own glock. And that's it for the entire first section and middle. For the end section, I've put in the different elements of damage, high, mids and lows. So that's the highs, then the mids come in as well. And then towards the end, they're quite low in the mix, as you can see over here, but they add an extra rumble to it. So that's a nice way to build up the end. In fact, this whole cue is pretty much a sort of textbook example of how you might do layering. So there's the A section, which slightly builds, then it drops down to the B section, then it comes back to a bigger A section, at the end, effectively using the first template, but now we're adding extra percussion elements. And what we have done is brought from the breakdown section, we've brought that cymbalom into our final A section. So again, layers, building them up. And the standard BBC cymbals to add those nice whooshes as we go along in between the different transitions to highlight them. That's it really. I hope you found that interesting. Go and have a go at laying out your own piece of music, a bit like that. Use that as a template. Always good fun. And like and subscribe, as always, is appreciated. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye for now.